Save up to $50 at crimsontrace.com. Laser sighting systems from Crimson Trace will make you a more accurate and confident shooter. No personal protection firearm is fully equipped without a laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. Visit crimsontrace.com November 29th through December 25th and save up to $50 on the one tool no personal protection firearm should be without: a Crimson Trace laser sight. Save up to $50 now through Christmas Day at crimsontrace.com.
I'm a gun owner.
Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of Gun Talk.
I don't think that guns are scary things.
Visit us online at www.guntalk.com. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN, 866-825-5486. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, back to Gun Talk.
All right, back with you. Tom Gresham, 866-825-5486. Or, just do the easy thing. Just dial 1, then Tom Talk Gun, and that'll get you in here. Also, we're over on Twitter, at Gun Talk, and shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. We're asking the question, actually a couple of them right now. We designed a new gun last hour. We had a caller when we had Tom Taylor on from Mossberg. He says, why don't you guys make a youth gun chambered for the 300 blackout, 300 AAC blackout? Tom said, well, actually, we do have our bolt-action rifle available in the blackout, just about to come out. And I said, well, you also have that rifle available in your flex system, which you can pop the stocks off and put different stocks on, shorter stocks, different lengths, adjustable stocks, that type of thing. You can actually build your own youth gun out of that. So we got to thinking, what other guns would you like to see manufacturers make, if you've got an idea? And we've had several good suggestions coming off of Twitter and email. How about this one from David? He says, a modernized infield action with iron sights, standard in 223 or 308, that feeds from either an M1A or AR mags, depending on the caliber. Okay. Frank says he wants to get a Browning high power, scale down to 22. That would be cool, Frank. I kind of like that idea. There are a lot of great ideas out there, and we're limited only by what they can do. And people say, well, why don't they make that? Well, sometimes it's too expensive to make, but sometimes they just don't think they can make enough of them. In fact, the corollary to this, people say, well, why did they stop making something? Well, there's generally only one reason that gun companies stop offering a model, and that's because it didn't sell well enough. And you and I may say, well, gee, that was a great caliber, or that was a great rifle or pistol or shotgun. Yeah, but it didn't sell well enough. If you find one that you really have fallen in love with, you may want to just go ahead and get it. There's just no telling how long something's going to be out there. And, of course, you can always pick one up used. That's part of the allure of guns, is they do last an awful long time. All right. Let's see here. Oh, I wanted to get line one. Chuck is with us out of Dallas, Texas. Hey, Chuck, here, you do a little traveling, eh?
Well, yes, sir. I think next year we're going to head into Oregon and Washington area, and then we're going to head into Vancouver. What do I do with my guns?
What kind of guns?
Handguns. I'll have a couple concealed carry guns with me. But when I go across the border, I can't take them into Canada. Is there a gun range or something that you can leave them at, or what do you do?
Actually, that's not a bad thought. I would bet you could go to a gun store maybe and say, look, could you take this in? Now, here's the only issue, is they may end up having to put it into their logbook, and then when you pick it up, you may have to do an FBI background check to get your gun back. So that could be an issue. Let me ask you, do you have a gunsmith? There, a gunsmith works, says they don't have to, thank you, Jim. A gunsmith does not have to enter it in. What you do is you take it to a gunsmith and you leave the guns and say, look, I would like for you to clean these guns for me. And then when you come back, you pick them up and they're nice and clean. And all he did was do some work on it. It did not have to go into his books, and you're good to go.
Super. I will do that. Thank you very much, Tom.
That'll work. Safe travel. So, yeah, and just for those who don't know, do not try to sneak a handgun into Canada. Bad idea. There is a way you can take long guns in there, and you can go on the website. You can just do a little web search for that, what the arrangements are on that. But handguns are an absolute no-no, okay? Let's see. Dan, I was on line 2 in Carson City. Hey, Dan.
Hey, real quick question. The guy just came home, so I have to be quick. Okay. His wife wants to purchase a 17 HMR, okay, and the budget's about $350. What would you recommend?
Rifle, or we're talking about a rifle? Okay, I take it. Take a look at, run through the gamut of Ruger Savage. Savage has some pretty inexpensive rifles out there. Just do a little searching on the internet. You'll find something. But there are a lot of really nice ones out there. I don't know if you're going to hit that price point, but if you poke around, you probably will. And I understand you got to be quiet. It's that time of year. We're all doing secret stuff. We're getting secret packages sent in. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. Chuck is on line 4 out of Texas. Hey, Chuck, you're on Gun Talk.
Tom, I'm sorry I missed you at the GPRC, but, man, I got a bunch of things I'd like to bounce off of you. That fellow with that 30-30, the only way you can truly understand and appreciate that 30-30 is just go carry it. If you're out there trying to get through the woods, you're going to discover there is nothing that carries as well, handles as well, balances as well. You'll fall in love with it. It's like an M16. Until you go shoot one, you don't understand them. I had an old Spanish double 28 that I dearly loved. You couldn't explain it to anybody. The ballistics charts don't make sense. You got to carry them. You got to feel what they feel like when you're carrying them, the balance, the way they handle, and that's what made the 30-30, and frankly, that's why people are attracted to the M16s and 28 gauges. You got to just go out and use them, and you'll fall in love with them. You're not going to be able to, look at the ballistics tables or anything else and understand them. You've got to go carry them and use them, and you will fall in love with them. What
I couldn't agree with you more.
To see Ruger do is bring out the LCR in 9mm with half-moon clips and moon clips. I think that would be an ideal chambering for that little LCR. I would also like to see them bring out the SP101s in a 5-inch barrel. The reason why that old 4 5/8-inch barrel was so popular with the thumb busters, and if they would bring that SP101 out in 22, 357, 9mm in a 5-inch barrel, I think that thing would sell like hotcakes.
I agree with you. Let me jump in here, okay? Because you're covering a lot of ground. And first of all, yes, you're exactly right. There are guns where you just have to handle them to understand it. 28 gauges that are made on a 28 gauge frame, just unbelievable. And 28 gauges work better than they should ballistically. They break targets, they kill birds, they work great. A 30-30, absolutely agree. That trim little receiver, you walk around, you carry that thing, and you fall in love with it. I mean, how can you not? So, yes, I agree with you there. On the idea of half-moon clips or full-moon clips on a revolver, there are a couple of ways to go there. Obviously, Smith has the 45, they're 625 rather. But they used to make an SP101 in 9mm with full moon clips, and you might be able to find one of those. You also might be able to find a gunsmith who will do that for you. I actually had Jim Clark at Clark Custom Guns trick out a, Model 27 Smith, and fix it up with full moon clips, so it would shoot with or without the clips, but it makes for a really fast speed load. So you might see if you can find somebody who can do that. Now, here's the other part. Actually, tomorrow I will be with Ken Jorgensen from Ruger. I will mention these to him. And Ken is a real revolver guy, and we'll see if there's any interest in doing this, because it might be, of course, in my head, I'm thinking, how hard can it be, right? Yeah, sure. It might be that maybe they could do a little milling, a little special work, and they can make these revolvers work with full moon clips. So I kind of like the idea. I like the speed load factor that comes from that. It's pretty creative. Well done. 866-825-5486 or Tom Talk Gun will get you in here. Shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. We're designing guns. What would you like to see them make? And also, I'm curious, are you giving a gun for Christmas? If so, what are you giving? Who are you giving it to? What's the process? How are you going about it? Tell us the story. We'll be right back.
Be a more accurate and confident shooter. Get a Crimson Trace laser and light. If you're holding it, you're aiming it. That's called instinctive activation. Crimson Trace invented it. Get the best deal on Crimson Trace lasers and lights at OpticsPlanet.com. Optics Planet carries thousands of rifle scopes, red dot sights, holsters, safes, knives, apparel, and the full line of Crimson Trace lasers and lights at OpticsPlanet.com.
The Ruger American Rimfire Rifle combines features of the Ruger American Rifle and innovations of the 1022 Rimfire Rifle to appeal to all bolt-action enthusiasts. It features a modular stock system that provides comb height options for scope or iron sight use, a power bedding integral bedding block system for outstanding accuracy, a Ruger Marksman adjustable trigger, and a 1022-style rotary magazine for reliable feeding. The Ruger American Rimfire Rifle, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
One machine, one operator. Each machine is run by a single pair of hands. Hands that spend all day, every day, learning the machine inside and out. We don't believe in quotas. The point is crafting faultless ammunition, no matter how long that takes. It's not quick or easy. Being the best never is. Black Hills Ammunition. It started with our hands.
There's a rise in home invasions in America, and you need to be ready. Ready to protect yourself and your family. The bedside backup from Crossbreed Holsters keeps your gun at your bedside, ready to go. It also folds flat for easy storage and travel. Take it with you and use with any hotel bed. To see more, go to crossbreedholsters.com. That's crossbreedholsters.com. The bedside backup is not a child safety device.
Hello?
Hi, honey. What are you looking for in the safe?
Oh, I was just... Wait a second. How'd you know I was in the safe?
Oh, because I put in Liberty's Safe Alert security system, so now it sends me an alert whenever the door is open.
Well, aren't you smart?
But that's not all, honey. Safe Alert also warns me when the temperature is too cold or too hot. It even tells me when the safe has been jostled. I can even find out what the humidity is inside the safe. Best part is, honey, it works in any safe.
So you knew right away when I opened the door? How does it let you know?
Well, it sends an alert directly to my smartphone. And the cool part is the unit was only $199, and Liberty Safe covers the monitoring for life.
Now we don't have to worry when we're out of town. We'll know what's going on with the safe.
And I'll know my guns are safe.
And my jewelry and the family photos.
Yep. We'll add your phone for free so we both get the alerts.
For more information on Safe Alert, go to libertysafe.com. That's libertysafe.com.
If you're looking for a safe and trusted way to sell your firearms, look no further than Dury's Gun Shop. I trusted them to sell my dad's collection. They built their business for over 50 years on honesty and customer service. Dury's Guns will buy any size collection or estate, none too big or too small. Selling your firearms to Dury's Guns is easy. Go with the pros. I trust Dury's Guns. Dury'sGuns.com.
Want your opinion to make a difference? Log on to our website and take the Gun Talk poll. www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Tom.
All right, back with you. 866 Talk Gun will get you in here over at Twitter. Let's see what's cooking over there. We got folks just throwing, lots of suggestions. Let's see here. Tom, when you talk to Ken from Ruger, could you put in a request for a Black Hawk in 480 Ruger, maybe a 5-shot? Will do. What we're going to be doing with Ken, by the way, is we're going up to Kansas, going to be ringing out the new, red label over and under. Ruger has brought back the red label over and under, so we're going to be doing some clays and some pheasant and quail hunting with it for the Gun Talk television show. So we'll have a chance to really give that a workout. They have changed the gun. I want to see what the changes are, because I always liked the red label. I thought it was a really great gun, but for whatever reason they pulled it off the market after making it for a number of years, and then I guess it's been off the market. If I say 2, it's probably been 5. That's the way my memory works sometimes. But now we have a new version, and it looks sleeker, maybe a little bit more elegant, if you will. Certainly, it's plain. I like that. I don't want a lot of G-jaws on my guns. I don't want to be able to sit down and read my gun, if you will. So just thinking about that, I think it's going to be. I think they're going to be really nice. The new Ruger is just turning out some really great stuff. Our number is 866 Talk Gun. Line 3, Jim's with us out of Nebraska. Hey, Jim, you're on Gun Talk.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
I have a question, and then you were asking about what firearm you'd like for Christmas.
Right.
I would like to get a Winchester Grand European in 9.3 by 74R.
Okay, what is a Winchester Grand European?
An over-under rifle. A double. An over-under double.
Right.
They made
right.
them. They made them in 1985 till about 1990, and you can only get them used now, of course. I have one in 270 Winchester, and I've been looking for one in 9.3 by 74R.
Do you know if those were the ones that were made by Lebeau Corelli out of Belgium?
Boy, I honestly don't know.
I think they probably were, because Lebeau has been making over and unders and side-bys for a long time, and they did a brief little deal, Winchester Browning did with Lebeau Corelli. Those may have been made by Lebeau, which are really fine guns. They're fairly expensive, but very good.
Well, I have one in 270 Winchester, but I'd like something a little larger. And then my question was, Crimson Trace, you have them on there a lot. I have a 1911 Springfield Armory TRP.
Okay.
Now, I don't have the internet, but the catalog I've looked in lists the green laser guard for a Smith & Wesson 1911 and for Springfield Armory in the XDs and XDMs. Now, the TRP has that accessories rail underneath. Mm-hmm. Would that keep it from taking the trigger guard? Do you know that, the laser guard?
Now, let me ask you, do you want the laser guard, or would you like to go with a laser grip?
I don't think I want a laser grip. I think I'd rather I have a laser guard on my SIG, my 238.
Right. Uh-huh.
And I like that. You know,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I get that. My only thought is that if you go with the grip, you don't have to have a new holster, because you're going to have to get a new holster if you go with the laser guard. Or the other option, I was going to throw this out, is Crimson Trace has something called the Rail Master. It's a little bitty unit that goes on the rail underneath and you've got a rail gun, your TRP, and it would fit on there. But of course, you're going to have a new holster, because your standard holster is not going to take this rig with the laser on the bottom of it.
How does it activate? Does it activate the same as the
yeah, it's basically a finger deal. You're going to have to reach out with a finger and flip the switch on it or hold it down. But you can push it and it'll stay on. And the Rail Masters are delightful.
Yeah, I had one like that and sent it back. It wasn't Crimson Trace. It was Viridian.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to reach forward and turn it on. I didn't like that.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was going to go back to the grip. The beauty of the Crimson Trace laser grip system is it's instinctive. When you grab the gun and hold it, the laser comes on. It just, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The pressure of you holding the grip of the gun turns on the laser, so you never think about it.
Okay, the one reason I really wasn't very interested in that, it sets off to the side, whereas the laser guard is right under the barrel. And sighting it in, you have a little more
you've got parallax.
Leeway. You know, the one on the grip, doesn't it pretty much... Well,
I understand what you're saying. You got some parallax built in. Let me explain what that is and why it either is or is not important. If you're talking about a self-defense gun, it is absolutely inconsequential. I mean, look, the gun I was carrying all day yesterday was a 1911 with a Crimson Trace laser grip on it. That's what I carried all day yesterday and the day before and the day before. If you are shooting at 3 feet to 7 feet, not yards, but feet, The bullet impact will be about an inch or two away from the laser dot. Big deal, an inch or two. Okay, and you sight it in at a particular distance. I like to choose about 7 yards. Further than that, it's going to be out to about 25 yards. You might be as much as an inch or two off as these two converge and then diverge. Again, big deal. If you're talking about a self-defense situation, that's just fine. I guess what I'm saying is it's a non-issue. I have looked at it, considered it, tried it, and it's what I carry when I want to protect my life and my wife and my family. So I cannot give you a higher recommendation. Forget advertising, forget friends, forget everything else. What do I put on when I want to protect my life? That's what I was carrying for the last several days.
How much does it change the actual feel of the grip?
It is about the same as the standard grips. Now, if you are a person who likes the little thin grips that you can get for a 1911, these are going to be a little bit fatter. But in terms of the standard grips that come on a 1911, these are just about the same. And they have, what do they call that? They've got a new, Master Series. You said you don't have internet, but if you can find internet somewhere or get the catalog and look at the Master Series, they are beautiful grips that will go on your TRP and really dress it up and look, from personal experience, I'm real high on this system. I just think it's a really good system. And for me, it does everything I want it to do. So I would encourage you to consider it. If you've already tried the system that goes underneath the barrel and you don't like reaching out and pushing the button, and I get it, that's individual. Some do, some don't. You might take a look at this. Or look, go to a store that has a Crimson Trace laser grip display. Try it out. And what you're going to find, they'll have it on a dummy gun. You're going to find that the difference between point of aim and the laser dot is 2 to 3 inches up close, which doesn't matter, and maybe that much out at 25 yards, which doesn't matter, because honestly, if you're at 25 yards, you're probably going to be using your iron sights anyway. You're probably not going to be shooting in low light. Yeah, I'm a fan, okay? I get it. They're friends, they're advertisers, and everything else. But my vote of confidence comes from what do I use to protect my life and my wife and my grandkids and my family. And you check me, that's what you're going to find on my belt more times than not. When we come back, we're going to tell you how to sell guns and buy guns.
One of Talker Magazine's 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America. You're listening to Gun Talk, heard every week at this time on great radio stations across America. Stay tuned, Gun Talk is coming right back. Covering all aspects of gun ownership every week on this fine radio station. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
Oh, man, we're talking about what guns would you like to see made. Okay, Jim. Sorry, man, I hate this. This is on Twitter. He says, I'm way behind. He says, I'd like to see a second run of the GT10. Still hate myself for not getting one the first time around. We were just talking about the GT10 during the break. GT10 was the first Gun Talk special project gun we had made. It was a 1911 and 10 millimeter. What did we make? 250 of those. And 252 to be exact, Jim says, since you got number 252, didn't you? Yes, you did. Okay, I got number one. I got the first. You got the last. So there we go. We are actually. I am working on an idea for a new Gun Talk gun. Okay. I don't know when it can happen, exactly what it would be. I have an idea what I want it to be. If I get somebody to make it. Here's my problem. It was a great idea, and I went to a gun maker about a year ago. They said it's a great idea. We are currently 18 months behind on production. There is no way that we are going to set up to do a limited run of this gun for you. We love the idea, but we're making guns, 24 hours a day, cranking them out, and that's not going to happen. Perhaps, I'll say this, perhaps we'll be able to do that sometime in the next year if we can get the production up and the demand is caught up with, et cetera, et cetera. But as I get closer to it, if I can pull it off, I'll let you know. But Jim, I'm sorry you missed out on that. And I'm not checked. Has anybody ever seen a GT10 for sale, like on Gunbroker or anything like that? Jim, have you ever seen anything like that? No, he hasn't. And you're not selling yours, I take it. Oh, well, not a chance. Yeah, I know. He's not a chance he's going to do that. All right, that's all right. You know, there's this great line in the movie Steel Magnolias. It says, the only thing that separates us from the animals is our ability to accessorize. And we just kind of ran into a company recently, and they've joined us here on the air because they make just seriously cool stuff. And I want to bring in somebody right now to talk about that. The company is called Ergo Grip, and joining us is Matt Foster from Ergo Grips. Hey, Matt, how you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing well this afternoon. How are you?
Well, excellent. It's funny. I just told the guys in the studio, I said, take a look at this website. And they went there and looked at it and went, oh, look at that. Way cool accessories for your guns. A lot of AR stuff, a lot of shotgun and handgun stuff. What's the story behind Ergo Grips? How did it come about?
Well, Ergo Grips is, it's truly one of the great American success stories that's sort of inspirational to a lot of folks. The owner of the company, Steve Hines, always been a gun aficionado. Like most people, had a real job but always dreamed about doing something in the firearms industry. And while he was employed in the automotive aftermarket industry or business, he started developing butter knife bolt action handles, and eventually somebody said, you ought to make an AR-15 grip, and this was back in the early or mid '90s.
Oh,
so kind of before this modern sporting rifle craze,
sure.
And so we did. Kind of neat. He started off literally hand casting the original Ergo grips. So that's actually how it got started.
Wow. Okay. So now he's got this incredible line of, I guess you would call them accessories, and that's really what it is. It's a way to not just trick out your gun, but to make it more functional. I think would be a real safe way to go, particularly with the grips. I mean, it starts with the grips, doesn't it?
Well, you have to pick up the gun somehow, and most of the time it usually involves grabbing by the grip at some point. So it's whether you view it as an accessory, certainly can't shoot the gun without it. So it's probably one of the most important accessories.
Okay, so what is it about the Ergo grip itself? I'm looking at the grip for the AR. We'll start there. I have felt it. I went into the booth, sat there, talked with you, talked with the guys, and that's all well and good. I looked at the pictures, and then you pick up the rifle and you go, holy smoke. I suddenly get it. This is just a whole different level of functionality and comfort.
Yeah. The grips really start off taking the human hand and wrist angle and arm and really kind of your natural shooting stance into, factored into the design of the grip. So really Ergo Grip products are primarily or first and foremost, designed for the guy that's holding the gun, the most important part of the equation. So it helps with trigger finger placement and using the pad on the end of your finger to pull the trigger rather than wrapping your finger all the way around it and pulling it by the knuckle joint and just subtle things like that end up helping you shoot better.
Well, exactly, and it's comfortable. It's made of what we call over molded rubber or something.
Yeah, it's over molded rubber. It's got a hard polymer core. It's over molded with a nice, it's not soft like it's going to get worn off or peeled off or anything, but it's definitely a grippy kind of rubber over molding, heavily textured. Really helps you get a positive grip on the rifle. And really anymore, I think a lot of guys are now that. I shouldn't say now, I mean, it's been going on for a long time, but with the popularity of 3-gun, and of course, ARs are increasingly getting used for hunting, and of course, always, have been used for tactical situations. A lot of times you don't get to shoot just in a perfectly set up position off of a bench. You might be leaning over, shooting prone, shooting over an obstacle, a rock, or a log, or, say, 3-gun, shooting off of fake roofs and barricades and through ports, and so you don't have complete control anymore of just getting position your hand exactly like you like you want. So having a grip that's more ergonomically shaped to your hand definitely helps in that respect.
All right, I mean, I'm just sitting there clicking through the website. By the way, the website is ergogrips.net, .net. So it's ergo, ERGO grips.net. People can follow along with me. We're talking about sling swivels, stocks, adjustable stocks for your AR, springs, buffer tubes, obviously grips, rails, rail covers. It just goes on and on. Pistol grips, by the way. You have, I got to tell you, one of the things that grabbed my attention, I've clicked on pistol grips. The colored grip panels for the Ruger Mark II and Mark III pistols, that is so cool. I mean, talk about a way to dress up a .22 pistol.
They're kind of fun, aren't they? They particularly look good on some of the accessorized Rugers that have some of the colored upper receiver barrel options.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So a lot of stuff going on there. When you meet somebody, you're trying to describe to them the company, Ergo Grips, and kind of like the whole deal of, because I know people are listening to it go, yeah, okay, there are a lot of accessories out there. Why would somebody choose Ergo Grips? What's the pitch?
Well, the pitch is definitely thought out from the shooter standpoint. It's not designed just to look, good on the firearm, although that's obviously important, right? It has to look good. But functionality is really designed into it. So it's something that's going to, really help with comfort and control, whether it's an AR-15 or a shotgun or the adjustable stock with the fixed cheek piece. So just a lot of really great all USA made products.
Okay, so people want to find out more about it. What's the best way to go about it?
Really, ErgoGrips.net, the website, has all the products, currently up to date. We will be coming out with some more products, hopefully by SHOT Show time, like everybody else this time of year, right? And when those are available, we'll have those up on the site as well. Okay, and is there anything special they need to know? Any kind of info? They say, okay, this is the latest, greatest. Before I let you go, we got to tell them, okay, this is the thing you got to make sure you look at when you go there. Oh, I think just be sure to check out the grips, because I think a lot of people take for granted there's only one shape of grip out there, and we have a number of different grips to accommodate different shooting styles, different size hands, and that sort of thing. So be sure to check that out. I would agree with you. I think if you start there, once you feel it, you use it, you're going to go, wow, my rifle just became more comfortable, but also a lot more shootable. Just in terms of what that grip does. And they're easy to put on and off, obviously. So, I mean, it's really going to change your AR. It's probably the easiest upgrade you can make to your AR. I mean, it's one bolt or screw, change out the standard A2 grip, and definitely improve. There you go. Hey, look, I really appreciate it, Matt. Thank you. It's Ergo Grips, ERGO Grips.net, and that'll get you there. And I look forward to seeing what new stuff you guys are going to have at the SHOT Show. Look forward to it. Thank you. All right, you take care. 866-TALK-GUN. That'll get you in here. 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. All right, what gun would you like to see the gun makers bring out? Let me know.
Accurate, powerful, consistent. At Double Tap Ammunition, we offer 364 loads in 83 calibers that give you exactly what you've been looking for. Try us out at www.doubletapammo.com and use the promo code GUNTALK for 10% off your order.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
In the field or on the range, you need a trigger you can trust. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. A Timney trigger could mean the difference between a great shot and a miss. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. To order, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
Looking for shooting instruction but don't know where to go? Well, we have it, and you can access hours of training and safety videos, which you can watch on your home computer. On GunTalkTV.com, we have top competitive shooters, the best in self-defense trainers, and folks who have hunted all over the world, helping you learn which gun to buy, how to use it, how to store it safely, and everything else you need to be a safe and competent shooter. We also have gun makers showing off their newest rifles, shotguns, and handguns. Doesn't matter if you're a veteran shooter or a complete beginner. You'll find what you need at GunTalkTV.com. You can check it out for free, and you can get full access for only $5.95 a month. That gives you unlimited access to hundreds of videos, and we're adding more all the time. Run the videos over and over to make sure you understand what's being said. Skip around. You're in control. Get smarter. Shoot better. Visit GunTalkTV.com.
Home invasions happen anytime, day or night. Do you have a firearm close by? You can. And still keep it secure with one of the great wall safes from Console Vault. Plate steel construction, 2 levels of security, and models which hide in plain sight. Install 2 or 3 around the house. Always nearby, but secure. Locked, but quick to open. Visit consolevault.com. That's CONSOLE vault.com.
The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to SpringfieldArmory.com. That's SpringfieldArmory.com.
At Double Tap Ammunition, we hand inspect every round that we make, and we use only the best components to give you the best ammunition on the market. Try us out at www.doubletapammo.com and use the promo code GUNTALK for 10% off your order.
Questions? Comments? Please email Tom at guntalk.com. During the show, you can call Tom at 866-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, back to Gun Talk.
Okay, over on Twitter, I just retweeted. I don't retweet a lot, okay, but just retweeted an article. It's a link, that is, to an article on the Blaze about the New York gun confiscation that's going on there. And notice that somebody was reportedly sent to confiscate guns there. So you might want to check that out if you're on Twitter. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, and I'm at Gun Talk, you really need to if you want to keep up with what's going on, because I'm putting out links to articles so that you can be the best informed, the smartest person in your gun group, in your shooters group, when people are asking you what's going on, or pretty soon they will start asking you what's going on, because you'll be in the know. And yeah, of course, it's free. I don't send out tweets about what I'm doing all day long. Hi, I'm driving to work. Hi, I'm having lunch. Hi, give me a break. I mean, really, is anybody's life that interesting? Well, mine's not. But what I do is put out information that you would like to have. Here's a thought for you. When we are talking to either non-gun people or even anti-gun people, it occurred to me that sometimes we don't connect the dots as well as we should. That is, we assume they know things that they don't know. We have to kind of start from the beginning of, you do understand that most people who own guns don't use them to commit crimes and don't have accidents. We have to start with, say, okay, you understand that gun accidents are exceptionally rare, and accidental firearms deaths are at their lowest point ever since we ever started recording them. And accidental firearms deaths of children are at its lowest point ever. And gun violence, that term, that's down 40% in 20 years. 40% in 20 years, that's astounding. So we start out from that, and then you have to bring them up. And they don't know anything about this. All they know is what CNN told them. So we have to connect the dots one at a time, and then build on that and get to where you need to go. Because sometimes we just leap to the end, and we forgot to tell them the things that we spent 20 years learning. At least that's kind of my thoughts on it. If you have any thoughts on that, I'd love to hear about it. 866-TALK-GUN.
Gun Talk stands for safety, personal responsibility, and common courtesy. To be a part of the show, call 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Gun Talk will be right back.
All right, back with you here. Let's go to line 1. Doug's with us out of Pensacola, Florida. Hello, Doug. You're on Gun Talk.
Yeah, how you doing? Had 2 suggestions. One was the Ruger LCR in 3-inch, 22.
Oh, 22 LCR, because they have a 22 LCR in, what is it, 2-inch barrel? Or,
yeah, a 3.5-inch barrel would push it into more of a pleasurable plinking arena.
Okay. You know what I'll do? Wait a minute. They're saying there's 1.8 is the barrel length now. So, yeah, you'd basically double the barrel length. Right. That would make it a really nice little pistol.
It would make it a little more accurate, a little more fun to plink with. And
sure.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I get it. I'll ask them about that.
Next one would be the any lever action rifle with in 22 with a side loading gate, just like a centerfire.
Thinking about that now, because the 22 lever actions, of course, are pretty much all tubular. So
right.
I can't think of anything that's not. The issue
if it's
might be just
function of your finger, make the loading gate bigger.
Yeah, it's if you've used any of the side loading gates before 33rds and all, you end up pinching your thumb or your finger anyway with those things. I can't even imagine what that would be like with a 22 rimfire.
It'd be nice to be able to load it beside and pull that tube out.
Yeah, I get it. What if, let's play, we're going to design guns here. What if you had a system where you could pop out the loading tube, put another loading tube in, or, of course, there are systems where you could speed load loading tubes, but that still is going to require you to carry around a loading tube, which is a long, cumbersome thing. So that's not really getting anywhere, is it? I don't know. I don't know of anybody who's ever done that. There may be a reason for that, but we'll put it in the hopper anyway. It's just one to think about. I appreciate that. Thank you for the call. Looking at what guns would you like to make, we have comments. Somebody says any 41 Magnum, pistols and rifles. Okay, we'll like that. Let's see. Marlin. Yes, bring back the Camp 9 and the Camp 40. Little semi-automatic rifles, chamber for the 9mm pistol cartridge and the 40 S&W that took pistol magazines. I am pulling a blank. Which pistol mags? Does those take Glocks? They might have. I don't remember. But I just remember it was a cool little camp gun, they called it. But they didn't make it for long. I've always thought that a carbine with handgun cartridges could be a really good home defense gun. And particularly if you could have one that you could swap back and forth with your handgun magazine, go back and forth. Yeah, I know. Jim says again. He says, my standard request, bring back the Ruger 44 mag carbine. I know, the semi-auto version. There's not a time that goes by that I don't see somebody at Ruger and I mention it and they go, yeah, we know. And they get that request all the time. And they say, and it's not going to happen. I don't know why that is. They don't go into detail about it, but for whatever reason, they're not going to make that gun. And, of course, as soon as I say that, like next month they'll introduce it at the SHOT Show or something, and I don't know about it. But stranger things have happened. I don't know. I'm looking forward to, I told you a week or two ago that I know somebody who's bringing out the Winchester Model 88 lever action and also the Winchester Model 100 semi-auto. That would be could be chambered for the 243, the 260, the 284 cool cartridge that most people don't know about, rebated rim, and the 308. Maybe anything else that was built on that. Oh, that'd be cool. You could do that with a 358 Winchester, couldn't you? Yes, you could. All right, tell you what, we're going to be talking about how you can sell some guns safely, reliably to somebody you trust, how you might be able to buy some guns, all this doing it online and in person. A lot of information coming up. You don't want to miss this one. I'm Tom Gresham. Guess what? This is Gun Talk.
Firearms, ammunition, recreational and competitive shooting, training, hunting, and yes, even politics. You're listening to Gun Talk. Call us now at 1-866-825-5486. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Or reach out to us via email at tom@guntalk.com.